Soloing over an ostinato. As drummers, we are almost always playing an ostinato when we keep time. Basically, an ostinato is simply a repeated rhythmic figure, usually no longer than a couple of measures, but repeated many times. Soloing over an ostinato is an art form in itself. Drummers like Terry Bozzio or Latin drummer Horacio Hernandez have taken this concept to a very high level. The discipline and coordination required to hold down a repeated rhythmic figure, whether it's with one limb or two or even three, and then play an improvisation and play whatever you want basically against that, is something that comes with, that's very demanding and comes with a lot of work and requires a lot of skill to develop. But it provides a really wonderful way of improvising because it provides a structure. It provides a repeated idea, and it allows for a lot of interesting melodic ideas to come out, and it also provides the listener with something that they can really hold on to. So it's a very useful tool. Latin tunes especially provide a lot of great ideas for ostinatos just because there's a lot of repeated patterns in Latin music. Whether it's the surdo and the low drum of a samba batucada, or again, this Cuban clave, there's all kinds of rhythmic figures that provide ostinato patterns from the Latin world. In the book, I give examples of couples. So I'll play a couple of the ostinatos that are written down here on page 44 and page 45. So one of this is, again, the surdo from samba from Brazil. And it simply can start as a muted and open note on the floor tom. 1, 2, 1, 2. If you want to add your feet to this ostinato, you can play the standard samba bass and hi-hat pattern. Then the left hand plays around the drum set as you can while trying never to break that ostinato. Etc. And of course, going around the set. Another pattern that we've talked about before is the Cuban Clave pattern. So some drummers like Horacio Hernandez, who I mentioned before, can play left foot clave patterns with a wood block and basically play anything over that. Most of us are not able to do that. But you can still use that pattern, either on the bell or a cowbell, even on the rim of the floor tom, and learn how to play against that. So I'm going to play a 2-3 son clave and demonstrate that and how you might try to play around the drum set after you get that established. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So, in the book, I provide step-by-step process for learning and developing independence to solo over an ostinato. So please check that out and follow the suggestions if this is a new or underdeveloped idea for you. In the example videos, I will play over the tune I Love You by Cole Porter, which is an AABA tune, and I will use some form considerations to change from one kind of ostinato to another.